After navigating through the treacherous sands of Dune and paving our way through the Stone Age, we found ourselves facing a Steam Age with very little water. Remember previously how I mentioned that I missed a crucial cactus recipe? Today's progress would depend on it, and that recipe is cactus juice. Can we truly make it out of Steam Age and into the first electronic tier of low voltage? My hope is that the future chapters betray our successes, but for now, you'll just have to join me for Dune Run, Chapter 2. After crafting our first coal-powered steam boiler in Chapter 1, the community was eager to begin expansion. Soon enough, we had a whole array of steam single-block machines to process recipes that were not available to the crafting table. So I see a couple more steam machines, the alloy smelter, the compressor, the forge hammer, and the macerator, all of which should be very useful. And someone grinded out coke ovens, and without water, that's actually really impressive, because let me show you. The recipe chain for coke oven, you need bricks, which you need unfired coke oven bricks, which is just clay. I think there's this recipe, which requires buckets of water, which in the desert, it's not super easy, as you can probably imagine. We got some farms going on down here. I think that was Ruby and Annie. We've got the cactus farm, and this is the way that we've been obtaining water, because there's this crafting recipe to turn cactus into these cactus juice drops.
Drink cactus juice. It'll quench ya.
And then from there, we craft them with a bucket to get a water bucket. And in the Dune Desert, that is a very important thing to have. In order to progress, the next two goals were 1. A better source of water than cactus juice, and 2. The Tinker's Construct Tool Forge. The Tinker's Tool Forge would be instrumental in making higher tier mining tools, so I got started. The first step was to find lava to power up our Tinker's Smeltery. So we need to get down there to get lava. Oh boy, I hope these pigmen don't just aggro me for no reason. That's not something that can happen in GTNH. No, I don't. I don't like that at all. What the? Alright. We have a seared tank. I need to be quick about bucketing the lava into the tank because it can damage me. Because GTNH. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ow, 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 ow.
Uh-huh. Yeah, big, big. But that actually carries the lava and it doesn't burn me, which is... Oh, it burns me. I think I can... I have an idea. I think I'll just die, but let me try this out. Oh my god. I found the solution. I am wearing the lava thing. Okay, we're gonna take that home that way. Okay. And our smeltery is online, and you should always know there is a recipe to craft obsidianite. So always do the crafting recipe because you get, I think, 2 steel to 8 obsidianite, where if you do the smeltery, like the melting recipe, it's 32 millibuckets of steel to 32 millibuckets of molten obsidianite. So it's 1-to-1 instead of 2-to-8. So it's like 4 times worse. We chuck that in our smeltery. So we need to make a large plate mold next, because I think the recipe to get the tool forge means that we need 2 obsidianite large plates. And to make this, we need to cast a stone large plate, I'm assuming, which means we need to stencil this out. There we go, stone large plate. Chuck that into here. Is this your first time playing early game GTNH in a while? This is my second time ever playing early game GTNH, which might be actually a lie. Maybe it's like the 3rd or 4th, because I played with Vanguards, and we kind of like played GTNH early game. I think I skipped most of the early game stuff, because it's not my favorite. We can do iron blocks, obsidianite, and we need a seared stone slab. Alright, there's our seared stone. And the last thing to do now is to make this tool forge. So here's the recipe. 1, 2, 3, 4. This, and a hammer. Gregtech hammer here. And there it is. Tool forge, everyone. The tool forge enabled us to make tools from more complex metals such as cobalt and ardite. It also unlocked hammers and excavators, which are mining tools that can mine in a 3x3x1 area. The next goal is to get the water pump, which Hollow has been working on. Alright, so we need 11 of these. And let me show you guys what I'm doing here. Let me turn off my camera real quick. So I am currently setting up a recipe chain. I'm pressing Control Shift and B to get this up here. I'm going to press that until I get 11. We also need 10 bronze frame boxes, which is going to be done with this recipe. Steam hatch. And output hatch. As well as the water pump multi itself. And if I bracket all of this together with left click and right click it, it should add the extra casings and frame box that we need to craft, which is perfect. I'm going to redo this with the real bronze gear. There we go. And that shows us a list of all the stuff we need to do. So let me break this down even further. I can add this to break down the gear. Gonna add the bronze plate here, bronze rod, which means we need 88 bronze ingots without the fluid pipes even. So let me add those as well. All right, let's get crafting, I think. As we continued crafting, we started running out of steam, literally. So I took a brief detour into the desert to get some more cacti for cactus water.
It'll quench you.
Look at that view though. Tell me that's not nice. We're going through water like crazy. And so right now our solution is cacti, because other conventional water solutions like the water tank, which works based on the humidity of the biome, don't work because our humidity is 0% in the desert. There we go. Okay. Finally. This is our little water pump multi. And I am going to wait to hook this up some other day, or someone else can hook it up. And then by the time I get back, it'll be all nice and ready. But this will take steam in and it'll output water, which is perfect. That's all we need. With that, I called stream for the night, ready to pick up the progress on day 3. Alright, hello VOD. This is day 3 of the Twist community server. We have a bit to talk about. First of all, I want to say that I am at 999 followers on Twitch. We are just about to hit 1,000 followers. Let's go check out what crazy things that our team has been up to. We've got the kitchen. Annie made this last night. It's like a big multi-block structure that you can make food from. It's very cool. The cactus farm is still cactusing, although I think we found new water sources. The team made a whole bunch of coke ovens that get fed with whatever. Apparently there was also an explosion over here, which I think is what this is. And I'm not exactly sure how steam things explode. I think it's when the boiler is hot and you put water into it, like when it's like at a high temperature and then you put water into it afterward, then it blows up. We've got the creosote oil that's being made from the coke oven getting automatically triggered by this redstone clock into this faucet, into the wooden pipe. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And that gets automatically turned into steam over here, which we're using for ore processing. This is another big thing. Someone worked really hard to make bricked blast furnaces, this is how you turn iron into steel. And this is a 2,400 second recipe to turn, I think it's 9 iron ingots, or maybe it's 10, plus a block of coal coke into steel. It is so unbearably slow, and this is like the #1 thing that absolutely destroys new players, I feel like. So the next order of business, I guess we should look at the quest book. I do remember someone made the first steam turbine, which gives us LV power. And that unlocks a couple of new things. The most important thing you want to make in LV is the wire mill. I will tell you why. Because wires are incredibly expensive. So let's say you wanted to make red alloy wire. Very common thing. You can make 2 red alloy wire from 1 red alloy ingot in the wire mill. If you wanted to make red alloy wire otherwise, to make this 2, you would have to make 2 red alloy plates and snip it with a wire snips. And those 2 red alloy plates each cost 2 red alloy ingots, which means that it is 4 times less efficient to craft these with tools than it is to use the wire mill. Someone, I think, has done me a huge solid and already crafted out all the stuff we need for the wire mill. Oh, let's go. Thank you, homie. So Darth Bingus and others have been working very hard to get all the stuff I think we need to craft this out. All right, let's do it. All right, there we go. With that, we have our basic wire mill. Found it. Hollowings / give basic steam turbine. I'm gonna hijack this then. There's our LV steam turbine, which is making 1 LV amp from a little bit of steam. I'm just gonna pop this wire mill on and it's gonna explode. Just kidding. All right, we do need 16 copper wire, 16 tin wire. Let's try the circuit 16 method. I've never tried this before. I'm not hip. All right, we've got our 16 times copper wire that we just craft down. That is a big time save. Oh man, I can't wait to get the rubber sheets in a better way. Don't we need to do the alloy smelter recipe for this right now? Oh, I hate this recipe so bad. It's not even in NEI, that's how bad it is. There we go. Cannot vent. That's sus, bro. We have the multi-block. Don't use the single block? Holy shit, I didn't know we had the multi. Oh, is that what this bad boy is? Oh my gosh. The more you know, chat. Oh my gosh. So let's get that. It's 15 cables. Machine hull, big. Okay. So we need 2 electric pistons. Let's go for all of the motors right now. We can make magnetic iron rod with a crafting recipe, I believe. Yep. That's terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4 motors. Big. Oh my gosh, where is the webcam? Sorry, I was doing bookmarking. We're so back. I was doing some NEI bookmarking in the top left and I wanted to show it off so that way I could put it in the video. But yeah, I got a little lost in the sauce there. All right, that's the casings for later. And I think, without further ado, we can make our first 2 pistons of the run. You are gonna hate this, number 3. All right, the last part of this is we need to make some 2 electronic circuits at LV. We can use our new and improved wire mill to help us with this. Someone has already taken the liberty of making some vacuum tubes, which I'm gonna eat up. Circuit 3 for fine wire. It at least gets fun when you have the basics of A2. That's when it's going to get hectic for the group run, I think. But it'll be interesting because all of us have different tasks that we're the best at. And then people are going to go off and specialize into magic, into random like open computers stuff, into whatever. And it's going to be so much fun. I need builders. I need people who are good at Minecraft building because that shit is a skill and we could have a very cool base if we get that together. We need circuit boards now, which means we need wood plank. Wood pulp in a compressor. What the? Someone wrenched the chest, bro. Put that back, bro. What? Oh my god, there's wood planks here. How do we not T-search that? Anyway, if you know nothing about Gregtech New Horizons, there are so many cool building tools. There's the architecture bench that allows you to make these like architect blocks, which you can get 3-block long slopes. You can get 2-block long slopes, 4-block long slopes, curves, so much cool. And it just, building in this pack is unlike any other pack. It's so cool. And yeah, we need builders. That was the moral of the story. All right, 2 electronic circuits. And with that, I do believe we have enough to make this. I'm going to do this by hand because that's the fun part, I think. I think it's like this, pistons. We get Mr. Wrench on top, and 1 tin cable. And with that, chat, that is the basic bending machine. Saving metal with bending. Easy money. So let's pause this bad boy. Grab this bad boy. I think the safest place is to put it back in this corner. So that's what I'm going to do here. In order to use LV machines, and if you want to put multiple of them in a row, you need to use cables. Wire mill we'll put here, bender we'll put here. So the thing is, when you do recipes in both the wire mill and the bender, they don't always take a full amp of LV. So an amp of LV is 32 EU per tick. This takes only 4 EU per tick, so theoretically, we could run up to 8 wire mills running this recipe at the same time. But this takes 24 EU per tick, so ideally, we'll have the bending machine and the wire mill running at the same time, and that should be okay. I will set these to auto output to the left after we get some chests, and you want to go in here and click on Item Auto Output. This is a really important feature that you'll see in a lot of things in Gregtech. Basically, these have pushing power. So what they do is they push things to adjacent inventories. If I were to do this like this, or for example, set it downward, the next time this wire mill does its recipe, it'll just eject that copper wire down onto the ground. And I'll show you. There it goes. I think we should like look toward the assembler, which is just robot arm. And look at that, 1-to-1 rubber, and it's so much faster. All right, first robot arms coming through. Let me get that here. You are gonna hate this. There we go. There's our robot arms. And I think that's pretty much everything we need to get this assembler going. LV machine casing, that's good. Machine hull, in, and chat. Just like that, our first basic assembling machine. We just speed ran straight to it, and this is gonna be huge for us. So let me grab this. Avengers Assemble. That's a good place to be. I think what we should do is open the Twilight Forest with this newfound power. The assembling machine not only unlocks the Twilight Forest, but also contains more efficient recipes for common items such as chests, crop sticks, pistons, and so much more. Make sure to check the Assembler tab in NEI for all of your recipes. Now let's place down this assembler. The assembling machine in GTNH is your friend. Every single recipe that is in an assembling machine is the recipe that you want to be using. But for now, the first thing that we need to make, the most important thing, is the quick and dirty portal generator. That's this right here, which needs 4 LV circuits and a diamond. So let me put some of this stuff away, the rubber, stuff that other people could use. And then let's do our first assembling recipe right here. Big. After crafting the quick and dirty portal generator, we set off to build the Twilight Portal. Beautiful. So this is how you make a Twilight Portal. Surround it with dirt. Put water right here. Make sure that there were flowers on all of the edges. When you're ready, you throw down your quick and dirty portal generator. And then we can go to the Twilight. We can go to the... Oh shit. And we're here. With basic LV machinery and the Twilight Forest open, we had some big tasks ahead of us. This green paradise is the genesis of all magic in GTNH and would set us off on a new and dangerous path. Who knows what we may find in our future? Remember always to be kind to yourself and others and do the best that you can. My name is Nine, and you'll see me again in Chapter 3 of the Dune Run.